everyone. Welcome to the course Operating Systems. The topic that we are going to discuss in this particular video is what is an OS. So, we are going to learn in this particular video how should we define an OS, what are the different types of OS that are present in the current market, and some very popular operating systems that we see these days. So, talking about the definition of an operating system or OS, how should we define it? So, an OS is basically a program. It is a piece of software that comes pre-installed on a computer system that we buy from the market. OS is responsible for managing the hardware of the computer. Any typical computer is associated with several hardware equipments like the processors, the RAM, the storage devices, the monitor, the keyboard, the mouse, the printer, and so on. Now, these hardware cannot be managed by the computer users. So, for managing the hardware, we need the operating system or OS. On a typical computer, several programs are run or executed so that they can perform different tasks on behalf of the users. Now, for these programs to run, they need the different hardware resources to be allocated to them. This particular act of allocation of the hardware resources need to be done by an operating system. Moreover, we can say that the operating system acts as an intermediary between the users of the computer and the hardware equipments associated with the computer. This is because the hardware cannot be managed by the users on their own. And this particular management and handling and allocation of the hardware is done by the intermediary named as operating system. And finally, we can say that an operating system is that particular piece of program that runs on the computer as long as it is powered on. Now let's take a look at the different types of operating systems. The types of operating systems is basically guided by the different types of computing environments that we see. We have got the mainframe computer systems. Now, mainframe computer systems are those systems that are used for bulk data processing and very heavy computational tasks. The operating systems that are available or installed on mainframe systems are known as the mainframe operating systems. We also come across personal computers or PCs in our day-to-day lives. PCs are those computers that are commonly used by everyday users and they are meant for individual usages. The operating systems that are installed on such computer systems are definitely different from the ones that we find on the mainframe operating systems. These days, several handheld devices have become quite popular. Such handheld devices include mobile phones and tablets. The operating systems that come pre-installed on such handheld devices are definitely very much different from the ones that we find installed on PCs or mainframe operating systems. And finally, we also use several embedded devices in our day-to-day lives. Examples include microwave ovens, dishwashers, or even the systems that are present in the automobiles. Now, all of these embedded devices are also operated with the help of different kinds of operating systems. Now, the four varieties that we have seen here of operating systems are very much different from one another in terms of the tasks they perform and the services they provide to the respective users. Moving on, let's take a look at some of the popular operating systems that are used in the present-day market. This list is not exhaustive, but this will definitely give us an idea of the very popular operating systems that are commonly used. First, let's talk about the Microsoft Windows operating systems. This is very much popular and is used by millions of users across the world. Second, we have the Linux operating systems. Now, several flavors of Linux operating systems are present. Some examples include the Ubuntu, the Fedora, the Debian, and the OpenSUSE. Again, different other variants of Linux are also present in the current day market. Then we have the Apple Mac operating system as well. Now, the first three variants are most commonly used in laptops or desktop computers. Moving on, let's talk about some handheld devices and their corresponding operating systems. One of the most popular operating systems that are used in mobile phones and tablets is the Google's Android operating system, and another one include the Apple's iOS. These two are only meant for the handheld devices that we use in the current day market. So in summary, in this particular video, we learned how to define an operating system. We saw what are the different types of operating systems that are present, and that is also guided by the different types of computing environments. And finally, we discussed about some of the very popular operating systems that are present in the current day market. Thank you.